Planning Committee. We have only one item today, so we'll crack on and get it done. Right, item 1, membership of the committee. We've got Councillor Addy, who was here for Councillor Sokol. Rest is as printed. Minutes of the previous meeting. Agree those as a true record. Any declarations or interests? Lobbying? Councillor Pattison?
None, Chair.
Councillor Crook? Councillor Pinnock?
None, Chair.
Councillor Thompson?
None, Chair.
Councillor Addy?
None, Chair.
Councillor Armour?
None, sir.
And myself, none. It is a public meeting. Item 5, deputations or petitions.
No deputations or petitions, Chair.
Item 6, any public questions?
No questions, Chair.
Item 7, site visit. We did one site visit this morning to Grange Farm, Slowett Road, Meltham. Right. Item 9, page 11. Victor.
Thank you, Chair. Victor Grayson, Development Management Master Planner, standing in for the case officer, William Sincock. This is an application for full planning permission for the partial demolition of an existing outbuilding and alterations to form an office, gym, garage, trailer store, stables, tack room and feed store, and the change of use of an agricultural building to provide a horse schooling arena. The application has been brought to committee due to the size of the application site. The application site is on Deer Hill End Road, which is unadopted and provides access to another property to the southwest, as well as to Deer Hill Reservoir and the adjacent shooting range. The application site is approximately 200 metres away from Deer Hill End Road's junction with Slowett Road. Land surrounding the site, the application site, is in agricultural use. The application site is entirely within the green belt, as is surrounding land, and that's the green shade. Oops. Apologies, members. I think there's a lag on how quickly the screen updates. Yeah, there is. The green belt is washed over the whole of the site and surrounding area in green on that slide. This slide also shows the nearest boundary of the Peak District National Park. That's the dark green in the bottom left corner of this slide. That boundary is approximately 450 metres away from the application site. Deer Hill End Road carries a public right-of-way, a bridleway, past the application site, and that's shown here with a green line going diagonally across the site. Also on this slide, members, you can see blue lines. Those are the various drains, conduits and catchwaters that exist around the site. This is engineered and managed drainage infrastructure that connects to the nearby reservoirs, Deer Hill and Blackmore Foot reservoirs, rather than being naturally formed watercourses. As members saw this morning, the site's main group of buildings currently comprises a stone-built two-storey farmhouse, the derelict shell of another stone-built building, which is set perpendicular to the farmhouse, and to the southwest of this is an existing barn. This is obviously the derelict shell. The next photo, this is of the barn, which is approximately 500 square metres in size. That's the inside of the barn, which members saw today. This slide shows elevations and a plan of the existing derelict building, what's left of it. And this slide shows the proposed layout. The currently derelict building is highlighted in blue, and the existing barn is highlighted in green. These are elevations of what is proposed for the currently derelict building. The applicant proposes to lower the height of the building to a single storey and to add doors and add a pitched roof to it and use it for stabling and related uses. but also for use as a gym for the resident of the farmhouse to use. And then this final slide shows the currently derelict building again in plan and its internal connection with the existing barn, which we walked through this morning. And the existing barn, as I mentioned earlier, would be used as a horse schooling arena. There's a full case officer's report before members. However, I will summarise the main issues briefly. Firstly, in relation to land use, the proposals are considered policy compliant and acceptable. The applicant has clarified that the arena is intended to be for domestic or private use only and would not operate as a riding school. A relevant restriction on the development's use via a condition is recommended. Related to land use again, and also to current greenbelt policy, the proposals would not introduce a use deemed inappropriate for the greenbelt by the MPPF, and current policies, including or particularly local plan policy LP60, allow for the reuse of buildings in the greenbelt in this way. Members will note that all the proposed works would be to or within an existing barn building or within the shell and footprint of an existing derelict building. In design terms, the proposals are considered acceptable. The existing buildings are not listed and the site is not within a conservation area. Appropriately, natural stone slates and reclaimed stone walls are proposed for the currently derelict building, with some timber boarding proposed to the gables, and repairs in matching materials are proposed for the barn. In relation to highways matters, the site currently has adequate but bumpy access, and the proposals would not involve a material intensification of the use of the site. The safety of the users of the adjacent bridleway would not be compromised. Regarding neighbour amenity, it is noted that there are no adjoining residential neighbours and no objections from local residents have been received. Ecological impacts are considered acceptable. Bats are not known to be present at the site or in the surrounding area, and neither the derelict building nor the barn contain features that are likely to host a bat roost. A barn owl survey concluded that neither of the buildings are likely to support roosting or nesting barn owls. One objection has been received from Meltham Town Council, who have stated that the development is unsustainable. However, officers note that the site is already occupied, no material intensification of use is proposed, the reuse of existing buildings is proposed, and no previously undeveloped land would be used. Approval of full planning permission, subject to conditions, is recommended. Thank you, Chair.
Right. Thanks, Victor.
Thank you, Chair. I mean, there's not an awful lot you can say about this application. I mean, it does seem good use of basically derelict buildings, and it will bring them back into use, as long as those conditions are in place, that it should continue as private use only and that there's no commercial activity. It does seem a good use of those existing buildings. Thank you. I'll move approval.
Thanks, Carol. All right. Any more? Did you put your hand up, Bill?
I was going to second it, but I'll leave it to it.
Right. I had 3 Weetabix this morning as Mark. Andrew.
Yes, just a number of minor points. I mean, I did note when we were on site that the actual farmhouse is derelict as well, in that it doesn't have a roof. At the very least, it's not clear to me whether any of the walls needed to be replaced. But I'm assuming that what it says in here about specifications for replacement materials would apply to the roof of the farmhouse itself, in keeping with the building. I mean, it's not a listed building, so we can't sort of enforce some things, but I applaud the idea that it is being brought back into use, albeit it's a somewhat isolated dwelling. Thank you.
I'm going to say I did notice were actually stacked up so I presume that we're going to use them all again. Any more comments? No? Right, it has been moved and it's been seconded, so we'll go to a vote. Sheila?
Councillor Pattison,
For.
Councillor Crook,
For.
Councillor Pinnock,
For.
Councillor Thompson,
For.
Councillor Addy,
For.
Councillor Armour,
Or,
Councillor Hall.
4.
That's unanimous, Chair.
That's it. Everybody, thank you for that.